Well, hello, all of my crafty friends. I am back today to work with you guys on creating the awesome card with these awesome brownies that we worked on creating yesterday. As you guys can see, I went in and added some legs, and we have our smile sentiment that we started working on yesterday in design space, and also the vellum piece that we created in design space. So like I was telling you guys, this brownie image that we have came from the Not2Shabby Shop, and I will ensure that I have that written for you guys in the description box below, so make sure you go and check them out. I'm also bringing in my card base, which is going to be a 5x7. I have two 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 panels in lilac, which is a paper from Tonic Studios. This is the sentiment that we wrote in design space, and also the front panel that we created. So what I'm doing is I am bringing out some of my Brutus Monroe aqua pigments in some various colors. We have sterling, pearl, blue, green, violet, and heather. And I have never used them before, and so we are going to use them today for the first time together. There's my distress sprayer, and I am going to be working on this Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station craft mat. And so what we're going to do is, the first thing I'm going to try is I'm going to do a little bit of ink smushing. So I'm going to put a little bit of all of the colors down on the craft mat and put some water down on it, and then I'm going to just smush around, and we're going to try a couple of different techniques today. I really must say that these are some awesome things to work with. I love these paints. I'm going to have to play with them more. We had the creamy colors, which are the purples. We had the regular colors, which are those blue greens. That sterling gives a lot of shimmer. That pearl has a ton of mica powder. So it was just amazing. I really loved it. I really liked how the background came out, and I hope you guys do too. So we're just going to do some ink smushing. Then we're going to bring in our heat tool. We're going to heat it down. I'm going to bring in some more techniques to bring out some different colors, because as you can see, when those colors mixed together, it kind of gave me this kind of turquoisey color with just little hints of the green and the purple. And so I wanted to bring out those colors a little bit more. So that's what we're going to do as we go through this process of heating it and then adding more of the color and the pigment down to it. So as I was saying, you guys, I am doing this video for the Not2Shabby Shop. If you guys have not been over there, Jamie is absolutely amazing. She hand draws all of her digital images, and she has recently started doing her own stamp sets. And the first one is the Pup in a Cup, and it is absolutely so cute. So I'll make sure I link that down below for you guys. So you guys see, this time I went in and put some water down, and then I just dropped some colors directly on the panel, and then I'm going to dry that down again, and we're just going to keep working until I get a blend that I am liking. This was fun. I am not usually like that mixed media type of person, but recently I've been enjoying doing some of the more messier techniques because it's coming out so awesome. So you guys, if you guys did not catch the video from yesterday when we were creating all of this online, I will link that right up here in the box so that you guys can watch that. So now that we have our panel sitting off to dry, I'm going to bring in some browns, and I am going to show you how I color up some of these brownies. If you want to watch the entire brownie being colored, like all 4 of them, I am going to have a separate video that will probably go up tomorrow. For those of my friends who love watching the coloring, I am going to take that part out, and I am going to do just a video of coloring and some crafty chit chat. So make sure that you guys are watching out for that. That should come up tomorrow for you all. But I'm just going to color up this first brownie for you guys, just so that you can see kind of how I am getting the color variations that I get. also, Jamie from the Not2Shabby Shop has videos that she has done coloring up many of her digital images, so that will be another place that you could go and watch, and she is an amazing colorist. So hop on over and watch her as well. If I can find the video, I will make sure that I link that as well for you guys, so that you can see this being colored more than once. So as you can see, I just kind of mapped out where I was going to put my darkest color initially, and I am bringing in my darkest color, and I'm going to work all the way out to my lightest color. These blended very well, so it wasn't a lot of work, and I did not have to go through and do this twice. So we'll get that colored up and we will move on. I thought that it would be so fun to just make these images look like little people. I don't know where I came up with the thought. I actually think I was dreaming it, and I thought that it would be so fun to do, and it really came out pretty well how I had dreamed it. So as you can see, I've done a little bit of stippling. That's those little dots that I'm doing, and I'm going to do that all in the center of the brownie to kind of give some of the texture. And you'll see that I'm doing that now, and then once I get the image colored all in, I will go in and do some stippling again. And that is a technique that I've seen several times, and I feel like it gives some texture, including on the Not2Shabby Shop. I think when Jamie did her coloring, she did a lot of stippling in the center of her brownie, just to kind of give some variation to it. So you guys, on Sunday, please make sure that you guys come back. You know that we did our hop last week, and I will be announcing the winner because 5 of us did make it to our 1,000. I want to say thank you to you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Like, you really came and you showed up and you really helped us to reach our goal, and I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. So it is such an honor for me to be able to do this giveaway for you guys. So if any of your friends hopped along, if they commented, please make sure that you guys check out the video that will be coming out on Sunday. That's usually my Save Your Sunday series. I will be announcing the winner in that video. And we will be getting geared up in the next several weeks to work on a giveaway for that as well. So as you guys can see, I brought in my number 8 jelly roll pen in the number the Sakura jelly roll pen in the number 8, and I'm just doing some stippling, and while it's still wet, I'm rubbing my finger across just to kind of give it that powdered sugar look. Now you could use paints or things like that for it, but I just decided to use my Sakura pen. So now we have all of them all colored up and ready to go. I took them over to my brother's Scan and Cut, and I had the Scan and cut them out, and it did a magnificent job. And now I have gone in and I have taken the vinyl away from the faces that we created in Design Space on yesterday, and I'm going to bring in a little bit of contact paper. And I know a lot of you guys have asked me about the contact paper. It is literally magic cover that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I usually get it from the Dollar Tree. If I want a bigger roll, then I go to Michael's to pick it up, and it's also on Amazon. So I'll make sure that I link that also in the description box, because it just helps your paper from tearing when you're doing vinyl on cardstock. So now we've put all the faces on these little guys. I think that this is so cute. So now we're going to work on our smile. So I cut that out 3 times in some regular cardstock, and I'm going to glue those together. And once I get that done, I am going to then place the vinyl that you see over there on my right on the top as the very top layer, and then I have that piece of vinyl over on my left that it will be our shadow for this sentiment. So once that is done, we will be getting ready to put together our shaker portion. Yes, you guessed it, we're gonna do a shaker today because I can't get enough of shakers. I love doing shaker cards, but I'm doing it a little bit different today. You know, I usually build up my shaker well with cardstock. I am going to do it with the 3M foam tape today and double that up. So that is the way that most people, I think, do their shaker cards. I don't usually do it that way, but you can do it either way. So you'll get to see a little bit of that today as well. So now we have our smile done. We've got our cute little brownies, and now we are going to work on the shaker portion. Please excuse that horn. I have no clue what's going on outside. So now we're going to bring in some of our score tape, and I'm going to place score tape all the way around the perimeter of this card, but I'm also going to place it at the top and the bottom of that large solid space in the center of the card base as well. Now, you guys know that I like to start to partially peel the score tape away and just have it hang off so that it allows me time to position my acetate the way that I want it to be positioned in order to get it where I want it a little bit better. So that's what you see me doing here. I've just kind of bent it back a little bit so that it's hanging out the sides. It lets me line up just a little portion of that over that score tape, because you know, once you get that score tape down, there's no coming back. And that piece of acetate was a little bit larger than my card panel, so I will go ahead and trim all of that off, but I'm just reinforcing one side of that with a little extra score tape because it was a little bit shorter than the actual size of the entire panel, but not so short that it was not covering the windows. So we went ahead and trimmed that off, and so now I'm going to start doing a dry fit of my brownie people and decide where I'm going to want those to sit on the front of our card panel and where I'm going to want our sentiment to be. So I've decided that I want the smile sentiment to be pretty much in the center, but I really don't want it to cover much of my little brownie people's legs. I just thought this was so cute and so fun, and I gotta find me a sweet little girl to give it to. So now we are going to get our foam tape, which I have doubled up, and I am slicing it pretty much in half because I did those borders at about a quarter of an inch. Maybe it's a half an inch, but at any rate, I think it's a quarter of an inch. And so cutting that foam tape in half, it was just large enough to cover that entire panel with no overhang. So I'm going to do that on all four sides, and then I'm going to put larger pieces of the foam tape in the center of the card just so that all of the card is pretty stable. I don't want any give in the center of the card. So now that I have that part done and I made sure that everything is touching, I'm going to bring in some of the sequins that I have and also a little sequin mix that I have from, I believe it is Simon Says Stamp. I think it came in one of my kits. So I'm going to use some purples and some greens, and then I have that sequin mix has kind of like a little clear iridescent-y and some green, and then a magenta almost to a lilac. Because it's kind of see-through, it gives you a variation in colors. So I decided to add that so I'd have those varying colors of purples, greenish, tealish colors in the shaker well. And you know, I always feel like I'm putting too much in my shaker when I first initially do it, but then once I get done, I always am like, man, I should have added some more shaker pieces. So I don't know. I think that in the end it was good. And then we're going to add another piece of acetate, and I do this, you wouldn't have to do this, but I do this so that I can flip it over and line it up on my card mat instead of trying to put the card mat over the top of the shaker pieces, because I never would seem to be able to get it lined up when I try to do it with having the shaker pieces face down and then trying to put the card mat over the top of that. So now that I have that other piece of acetate down, I am going to put another layer of score tape, and then I'm going to flip that over, and now I can line that up onto my card mat and try my best to get that straight. So once I have that down, then we can start working on gluing everything down on the front of the card. And I just think that this is coming out so super cute. Like, I have to tell you guys, I smiled for a good 15 minutes just playing with this card. I thought it came out super cute. I really hope that you guys like it too. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. I absolutely, like, I know I say this all the time, but I really, really do enjoy interacting with you guys in the comments, as well as on the Craft Therapy page. So if you haven't checked out our Craft Therapy page on Facebook, please make sure that you stop by and interact with us there as well. So now I have everything glued to the top panel. I'm going to start working on the inside panel of our card, and the inside of the card is going to say, "A brownie a day keeps the frownies away." I love that. I don't know why I love that, but I really do. And so I have some additional smiley faces that I created from the front of the card that I'm going to put at the bottom on the inside of the card, just to tie together the front and the inside of the card, and to me kind of finishes off the inside of my card for the day. So now I am going to bring in my card base, which is kind of a teal green, teal blue green type of color, and that was the reason why I chose the colors that I did for my paints and for my sequins, because I wanted it to tie together with the card mat and the card base. So once we get done with that, I'm going to go ahead and start gluing everything down, and I am smiling ear to ear because it is coming together exactly the way that I want it to. You know, like, do you guys have that happen? Like, when a card comes together exactly how you have it in your mind, it just makes you like almost like proud mama moment. So just let me know. Am I the only one? I hope I'm not. And now I am shaking and I am playing and I am happy. But of course, to make me even happier, we're going to add shimmer. So, you know, I'm bringing in my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen. I'm surprised that this pen lasts me as long as it does. You guys, like, I put sparkle on everything and I let it dry, and then I add more sparkle. Now, mind you, we already have the shimmer from these paints, and we have the sequins. But now I'm coming in with Nouveau crystals, and these crystals are iridescent and they have like so many different hues to them. It is so pretty, and I thought that it would finish off our card rather nicely today. So I added some of those, scattering them all across and dotting the eye for our smile. And once we get done with that, you guys, we're finished. This is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the Can My Cricut Do This? I hope you guys got a lot from the video yesterday, and I hope you enjoy how this came out. But more so than that, I hope you guys will try it, and I hope you tag me if you do, because I'd love to see what you're creating. So until we get together next time, and that'll be really soon, I hope that you guys have a really crafty day. All right, bye-bye.